Hello there, and happy Monday to you. Thanks for joining me. I'm Della Rucker. I am the principal of the Wise Economy Workshop, and I am the author of this book, The Local Economy Revolution Has Arrived, What's Changed and How You Can Help. So we're doing a series now where I'm reading selections to you from this book to give you a little bit of a taste of it, and hopefully you'll like what you hear. If you do like what you hear, this book, again, Local Economy Revolution Has Arrived, is available wherever you get your books. It is particularly available in both digital and print format at Gugu.com and Gumroad.com, which are two great sources for independent creators. It's also available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever else you get your books. And bookshop.org. Don't forget that one. So it's going to be an interesting week here. In addition to having my son home from school. So he has been a freshman at Ohio State University, just came home over the weekend. So he's got to get reacclimated to being here, and we got to get reacclimated to him being here. And he's a wonderful guy. So I'm really very excited to have him here over the course of the summer. I know for my oldest son that doesn't last forever. So I'm looking forward to it, but of course it's a little bit of a readjustment for everybody in the household. So that's going on this week. The other thing that's going on this week that's super important and that I'm super, super excited about is the Accelerate Us Salon, which is a deep, very, very in-depth conversation. Should be a fascinating conversation with 4 of the best network creators that I know of anywhere. And they're coming from different sectors and different backgrounds and different experiences. And I just can't wait to have this conversation with them that you get to be a part of. You get to ask your questions and give your observations, and you get to join them for a special happy hour afterward. But to do all of that, you have to get a ticket. And so tickets are super cheap. But we want you to really get into this. So if you look on anything that's got my name attached to it for the last month, you'll find the link to tickets, last week at least. And I'll post that here as well after this broadcast is done. But if you go to Eventbrite and you look for Wise Economy Workshop or Wise Economy or Della Rucker, chances are you will find the tickets and the details. So again, tickets are available on Eventbrite. It's Wednesday night. Monday night would be today. That'd be scary. So it's this coming Wednesday, May 5th, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on your favorite screen. Much, much better thing to do with your time than to, flip around and try to find some other reruns that you haven't already seen. So again, join me here on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Don't forget to get your tickets because you want to be part of this conversation and you want to have the invite to the happy hour, the virtual happy hour where you get to be part of the discussion with these fascinating people. So that's coming up this week and you'll hear more about that. So for today, let's take a look at a chapter in this book that I enjoy, but it's an extended analogy. And extended analogies are sometimes they're a little complicated. Sometimes they're a little bit difficult to understand. Sometimes you can get hung up on that's starting to sound a little bit ridiculous part. But I think that the message and the importance of this piece is particularly insightful, especially today as we're all trying to get ready to remake and revamp and revitalize our communities coming out of the coronavirus pandemic. So this is a piece in this one right here that keeps, it's like blocking the light. Okay. So here is Guerrilla Ecologies from The Local Economy Revolution Has Arrived. Here's the question that extends from the paradigm shift we've been talking about. What can we who work with cities and towns and neighborhoods do to build better, more resilient community ecologies? One of the implications of that previous chapter is that we need to broaden the definition of the types of people we work with. And to do that, we often look for leaders. A lot of us know that we had predecessors who worked hand in glove with the leaders of the community. We might have black and white pictures in our hallways of our offices that include serious-looking men in suits and horn-rimmed glasses sitting around the boardroom table or cutting a ribbon somewhere. And if we know our community's history, we might even know about the things that they did to make stuff happen. New highways, big developments, big factories, big stuff. Read a local history, and even if you manage to mentally strip out the common booster heroism in the stories, you'll see that in many communities, there was a small group of people who got stuff done. We got lazy in the 20th century in a lot of ways. But one of them that we don't always talk about is that we got used to assuming that someone else would take care of us. That might have been the city fathers, the big businesses that employed everybody, presumably for life. The big philanthropists who put their names on the library and the ball field. Many of our communities depended on the support of a relatively small group of these 800-pound gorillas who, whether elected or not, basically ran the town. I probably don't have to tell you that those 800-pound gorillas are mostly extinct. I spent time recently working with a classic Rust Belt city where we had a variant of a conversation that I've had more times than I can count. In this community's history, the 800-pound gorillas consisted of the mostly men who owned the major factories. Need to raise money for a new project, need new people on city council, need to set priorities, kick someone into gear, make something happen. As long as you could get their attention and you were willing to do it their way, those 800-pound gorillas would make things happen. Stuff got done. In this community, as in hundreds of others, those 800-pound gorillas are gone. Why doesn't matter. It's that combination of local and national and international forces at play, but it's water under the bridge now. Instead, this community has a large number of smaller players, 100-pound or 50-pound gorillas, if you will. Smaller businesses, smaller organizations, smaller pots of money, more leaders serving out-of-town corporations with a stake in the community, but not the deep roots that the old gorillas used to have. More people from different backgrounds, different genders, different races, different interests. Fewer suits and horn-rimmed glasses. It's not just that the obvious sources of money and leadership have dried up, which they have. One of the most powerful impacts of the sea change that these communities have experienced is that it's nowhere near as simple to get the community's capacity in motion as it used to be. When we had this small, manageable group of guerrillas to do our heavy lifting, we didn't have to think too hard about how to get them to work together. They just sort of did it. And we often didn't ask how. One of the key challenges that this community and others like this face is that we don't know how to harness the guerrillas that we do have together. And this new group of guerrillas doesn't automatically know how to do it themselves. So we underestimate the capacity we actually have. We decry the loss of the good old days, and we assume that we are stuck, that we can no longer really make our communities better. Like so many of these issues, we have to evolve beyond the seat of the pants assumptions and the rules for playing together that we learned in elementary school. If we are going to help the communities we care about develop better economies, we're going to have to do so in a world where we can't be passive, whoever we are, where we cannot simply rely on someone with big muscles and deep pockets to do it for us. We have to actively engage the full range of smaller guerrillas, help them learn to work together, help them find ways to harness themselves together. That's a different role for people who care about a community. It's a ringleader rather than a supplicant. But it's a role that we all have to step into. Stepping into that role means that we have to first look out for the overlooked or historically left out guerrillas. As we learned in the local economy first principles, diversity isn't just a moral issue. It's crucial to being able to identify and create legitimately new solutions. We get to new ideas most efficiently and effectively when we have people in the process who do not see the situation from the conventional perspective. And what we need most right now are variations from, or even total breaks from, the conventional perspectives. Second, we have to pull them together. Guerrillas are territorial. So this in itself has to be done in a way that makes them feel safe and doesn't create an opportunity for any particularly ambitious guerrilla to try to assert dominance that doesn't belong. Third, we need to help them build a shared understanding of the community's deepest needs. Now, guerrillas are smart, but they know their own territory better than anything else. We need to help them see the whole picture through facts and through stories, and help them understand how their most urgent issues, their own piece of ground, relates to the health of the rest of the environment. And if we've included the guerrillas who got left out in the past, they might have things to say that the more conventional guerrillas don't want to hear. But they need to hear those perspectives. So sometimes we have to help them. With so many guerrillas and none of the old silverbacks left, we need to lead them through the process of identifying priorities. Consensus is crucial, but it seldom comes easily. Someone, perhaps you, has to lead, but not in the old way, with growling and chest pounding and intimidation. The gorillas need to co-create these priorities together. Your job might be to give them the process to do that. And finally, don't leave getting it done to chance. Gorillas can be powerful, but a lot of other issues are demanding their attention. The most successful communities not only make a plan, but set up the process for getting it done. One community that has an impressive history of successes in the face of tough challenges set up a committee of council consisting of electeds, staff leaders, and key members of the community. Their job was to literally hold the feet of the city and other agencies to the fire of doing the work that the community set out for itself through their plan. No shirking. We are watching, and we've got the blueprint in our hand. We no longer live in an era where we can take resilient, vibrant communities for granted. Maybe we only thought we could do that. We have to work with the gorillas we have, and we can do that, but we have to consciously shift our methods and our approach to help make that happen. So again, that's Guerrilla Ecologies from The Local Economy Revolution Has Arrived, What's Changed and How You Can Help. If you're interested in caring for the future of your community, check out this book. And it doesn't matter whether you're a professional or you're a devoted board member, or you're someone who's just trying to figure out what they can do. Check out this book. Check out the Wise Economy Substack, which has great up-to-date information in it and lots of benefits. That's at wiseeconomy.substack.com. And make sure you join us right here on Wednesday night. With your ticket in hand, you get your ticket from Eventbrite. Your ticket gets you not only the ability to ask questions and maybe show up on screen, but it also gets you into the happy hour with the speakers afterward. Again, these are some of the best network people I've known, includes Kevin Doyle Jones from SOCAP, which is the biggest social impact investing conference in the country, and he's involved in an amazing array of other initiatives. We've got Derek Peebles, who's the executive director of the American Independent Business Alliance, which is a whole new kind of organization. We've got Enoch Elwell, who is the CEO of Co-Starters, and if you haven't encountered Co-Starters and their approach to creating entrepreneurship communities, you're going to want to. And Nick O'Brien, who is a fabulous community innovator and sort of Pied Piper in Wisconsin. So these are four spectacular guys. They're just going to be fabulous to spend some time with. I'm super looking forward to it. So again, check us out. You could find information on all that and more at wiseeconomy.com. wiseeconomy.com. And thanks. So I look forward to seeing you here soon. Go get them. Bye.